It was never meant to be for the Baltimore Ravens. Simply, simple enough. You would figure that one of these guys are going to win the AFC this year, but you can pick any guy to represent the AFC. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. What can you say? I think this is a Las Vegas year, really, for the NFL, that the year that the Chiefs don't happen to even win their conference. I'll get into Shador. I'll get into him. Yeah, yep, 100%, 100%, 100%, Nick. 32 days to the Super Bowl, 32nd pick, this and that. Sometimes the numbers can deceive you. They make sense, but at the end of the day, it was never meant to be. It was never a part of the script for the Ravens. And Lamar Jackson will never, ever, ever win a Super Bowl, ever. But now I've been telling you all season long, the Packers are going to play in the Super Bowl. But I think I just overthinking it, really. They're going to play the Masters with the whole 27 years of age, first championship, and have the Packers lose in the championship game. Now, that's possible, but to say the Packers are not going to win the Super Bowl is just rejecting the evidence that you see in plain sight. You know that quote from George Orwell, 1984, right? I mean, 5 times this team has won games with exactly 27 points scored. They're going for their 5th championship. And what about today? Against the Bears. They beat the Bears 21-14, if my memory serves me correct, in 2011, right? They beat the Bears last time they made it to the Super Bowl. That was NFC Championship game that Jay Cutler got injured. I forgot the name of the backup of the Bears who came in, who played very well, but that was the last time the Packers won a conference championship game. 21-14. And then at one point, they led 21-14 today. They had 14 points at halftime. The 4th down play, the whole scripted interception by Caleb Williams, it was 4th down at the Packers' 14-yard line. They go in for their 14th championship. The key numbers are 14 and 27. The age in the NFC championship. Now, how does this connect to GOAT King LeBron James? It's the repeat for the Lakers' 13th and 14th titles while based at LA, and LA does equal 14. How I look at Jordan Love's gematria with the Bills, they are the favorite to win the AFC based off of playoff experience right now. But my only issue with the Bills is that when they win the Super Bowl, they have to be 1-4. I suppose they could have the Packers lose the championship for the Bills to be 1-4 in Super Bowls, because next year the game is at LA. LA is 14, and Packers miss out on the 14th title. Bills 1-4 in the Super Bowl. So Bills Packers is certainly possible. But how I look at that gematria there is that Jordan Love's going to win the Super Bowl. But then how I interpret these two gematrias is that basically the Bills are next. So they'll be 1-4 in the Super Bowl at LA, because LA is 14. The Packers win their 14th championship before LA hosts the game. LA equals 14. So that's how I look at Does this mean he plays the Bills? Well, it's not. It doesn't automatically mean that he's going to play the Bills, even though it's possible. I just think it connects to the winner for next year, quite frankly. And I don't think for a second, y'all, that you thought I'd put all of my eggs in the basket on the Ravens. Because I know how to bet. Packers had great odds to win the conference right after they lost against Carolina. Before they played Detroit, what have you. I've been betting Packers on the conference for the past couple of months. But now I think I'm ready to put Super Bowl bets on the Packers. They're going to win the Super Bowl when they play in the Super Bowl. A future parlay. Packers win the conference, and Wildcats to win the Big 12, and Lakers win the championship. Enter Miami. That's $88K right there. Then that same exact one with Argentina. Hey, that's 400,000. And replace Arizona if they lose the conference. Okay, with Bayern Munich in the European football, the Champions League. Same exact bet, that same 88K, and the same bet we add on World Cup, Argentina, that's 400K right there. I knew that I was doing a cash out on the Ravens. I knew it. NFL is rigged. You just have to accept. You don't need to get all warped up about Baltimore or anything because it's just not gonna. Whoa! I think you were saying Steelers are gonna win the Super Bowl. The Steelers, this team ain't going anywhere near the Super Bowl. The AFC North is a dumpster fire. Did you see the Bengals in the way they choked that game today? That team is This team is comical. Did Jalen Hurts win the Heisman? Did he or no? That was just Kyler Murray. That was Baker Mayfield. He didn't. He was great at a highly drafted quarterback from Oklahoma. Not okay. No Heisman. Tough luck, Lamar Jackson fans. It is not in the script. You're gonna have to talk with your white supremacist NFL owners because they're the ones who write the script at the end of the day. Jordan Love, he black, right? I don't think they'll have this guy lose against like a Josh Allen or Joe Burrow type of guy. That's how I look at subliminal white supremacy. Hey, Saquon was carrying these guys. Record breaking yet. I wasn't Jalen Hurts. NFL owners are white supremacists. Make no mistake about Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts winning Super Bowls. One guy has the little blue eyes and he talks like Kermit the Frog and he don't talk black. The other guy was just carried by the running back. So the NFL, they're all about subliminal racism. Not in plain sight, but when you think from the abstract, subliminally. That's what I mean by subliminal racism. And that it does exist in the NFL. Don't forget the fourth down play in the Bears-Packers game was at the 14-yard line. He was at 13 touchdowns, Jordan Love, before he turned 27. His first touchdown after his birthday was his 14th touchdown of the season. They can throw this crap out with Brett Favre winning at 27, Bart Starr winning at 27, Aaron Rodgers winning at 27. They don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck. They can throw it right in front of your goddamn face and you're still going to deny the evidence that's right in front of your goddamn face. No wonder why they think, everyone's stupid, NFL. They think everyone, the public, they all stupid. 27. By random probability, what's the probability that in X amount of games you get exactly 27 points 5 times in not even 17 games? That is not even close to being possible without some outside influence. If Packers play Darnold, they beat his ass because he's number 14. And this guy is a complete joke. in December and January. Seahawks, they play a little cupcake little schedule. You see, they lead the league in turnovers. They're just a conservative team without a killer instinct. The Seahawks are a joke. This team, they'll never win the Super Bowl ever again after what happened with Marshawn Lynch. It's going to be years before they even make it to the conference championship game. There is just no coming back from failing to get the ball to Marshawn Lynch. They got lynched at Arizona. Arizona was one of the states that, what was it in 1964? Oh, he opposed the Civil Rights Act. He ran in the 1964 election. Barry Goldwater, he's from Arizona. So that lynching in the Super Bowl, that was all rigged. That was all rigged. Even it's now been 11 years ago. Now LeBron not washed. My dad's dealing with sciatica too. He says it's very painful. He felt a burning sensation. I can imagine what LeBron is feeling. He's not at full strength yet. Get the brother some time. My dad, one of the symptoms he was dealing with the same exact diagnosis, it was a burning sensation. He felt like a burning sensation inside with his nerves. Like the injury is no joke. It's a real injury. His comeback, though, that was scripted. He could have been not fully healthy. He could have been ready like a week before, but everything had to line up with the real King James birthday, 619. He next appeared on the basketball court 6 months and 19 days after the elimination against Minnesota. So that doesn't change whatsoever. And who's going to be the number one seed? If I have the Bears beating the Packers in a couple weeks, I told you I did like Packers today. I like Chicago to win the second game. If they don't win the second game, then suddenly it becomes very interesting. The Bears could be in a position where they have to beat San Francisco or they're going to miss the playoffs. I think same thing with San Francisco. I think the loser, the 49ers, Bears game is going to miss the playoffs. That's my prediction. I think it's like second to last game or something like that. I think it may be on a Saturday. It may be on an Amazon deal. But this Bears 49ers game, whoever loses that game is out of the playoffs. The Detroit Lions could hypothetically still be the 7th seed. And you could have a Lions-Eagles matchup if Eagles number 2. I don't see the sense of Lions-Packers rematch. But Jordan Love is 1-2. He can be 4-2 in the playoffs if he's the number 1 seed. Matt LaFleur does equal 42. The stage has been set for the Packers-Eagles 3 match. Jordan Love was without healthy wide receivers. The Packers still put together a good wild card game at Philadelphia. The 10-7. There was no offense. It was too late for Green Bay. And now you got to get that monkey off your back. You can't beat Philadelphia, and the Packers, that's what they're going to do. They're going to beat Philadelphia. The other game, it could be maybe even the Rams. LA does equal Packers 14th championship. Your Sam Darnold, number 14. So there are a couple opponents there that've got the 14 messaging with the Packers 14th championship. But it is the end of Stafford's career. It's going to end at the hands of the Green Bay Packers, an old foe in his division. Who do the Packers play in the Super Bowl? Buffalo Bills. Now, Buffalo Bills is what equals 45. Bills by itself is 54-18, but Buffalo Bills does equal the Packers' last championship in Super Bowl 45. So the Buffalo Bills have got some good coding. My only issue with Buffalo is that when they play in the Super Bowl again, they have to win it. In my view, it is happening in the new stadium next year. The Patriots could play the Bills. The Denver Broncos are having themselves a great season. I'm not even looking up at the TV to say what's happening. Are the Queefs out of the playoffs? Oh, they're going to be out of the playoffs. Oh, my God. The Queefs are out of the playoffs. Yes. Yes. They're out of the playoffs. Yes. 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 Did you see where Taylor Swift was getting married on the 13th day? Of course he chose the 13th day to get married. Oh, my God. Hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. What was all that 13 enigma with Taylor Swift? I have to go back to my YouTube video. I did a video on that before Super Bowl 58. I'm telling you, my Packers NFC conference bet, I have already won. It is happening. Matt LaFleur does equal 42. Packers could hypothetically fall to 4-2 in the Super Bowl, so that's still possible. That's still possible. Jordan Love, though, he's not going to beat a Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. I will include Josh Allen, but the Bills are the favorite when you base it off of playoff experience. And your top dogs, these are the guys, they're not going to be in the playoffs. Don't come on! The Lakers played a game today. Hey, 29 points, repeat 29. Hey, anyone who say he lost, it ain't mean nothing. He not lost. 29. Let him. He's not fully healthy. Be calm. Be patient. Give him time to be fully healthy. He's not fully healthy. He's gonna be. He's not lost. He's clearly playing at not 100%. And like I said, my dad was dealing with the same diagnosis. Sciatica, he felt a burning sensation. They said, go to LeBron James. His lungs hurt. So this is no joke, people. Don't listen to the loser. Go to LeBron. Hating bombs who be saying he be faking injury. They ain't knowing nothing about what sciatica really is. My dad had to do a lot of physical therapy. This ain't a fake injury, people. It's not a fake injury. Don't let the people who thrive off of crisis toxicity. Okay, they're just go keep on, but they be toxic. That's what they. And Notre Dame today. What y'all been doing to my team? How are they out of this playoff for Tulane and James Madison? They ain't lost a game since September, and they were the runner-up of last year's chip. This is a joke. This is a joke. How are Notre Dame out of the playoffs? They're in bed with ESPN, the SEC. Have you seen where Ole Miss plays Tulane, or Alabama, they're in the playoff, but they play an SEC team, and SEC team's automatically in the quarterfinal. Who plays Tulane? Ole Miss, and then Ole Miss, Georgia. You see, this whole thing's a joke. The SEC will get all the help. They'll get all the help they can get from the committee, but they will still lose the championship. It will be between Indiana and OSU. Let's go, Oregon. Let's go, Big Ten. SEC and ESPN are corrupt. They screwed Notre Dame. The same people celebrating Notre Dame out of the playoff don't go out here and bitch when Ole Miss Tulane ends up being 40-10. Don't go around bitching about, oh, it's a terrible game. Da, 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 da. You can't have it both ways. You can't celebrate Notre Dame being out, you hater, and then Tulane Ole Miss ends up being a garbage game. Who does James Madison play? These two teams this is about getting the best teams in college football. Put in Texas in there. Put in Notre Dame in there instead of James Madison. This is a joke. James Madison. I hear you. I hear you. I'll give you the credit for that. I give you the credit. The Packers have won the championship. The Kansas City Chiefs are out of the playoffs. The Chiefs are out of the playoffs! Yeah, they're out of the playoffs. They're out of the playoffs. They're out of the playoffs. Let's go, Raiders. Kansas City Chiefs are out of the playoffs. Mahomes is a fraud and a bum. Oh, well, Tom Brady missed the playoffs too. Peyton Manning did. Well, when Peyton Manning did, that's when he had his neck surgery. Tom Brady, the year he missed the playoffs, he tore his ACL, but the Patriots still went 11-5. There were 6 teams back then. I think Miami finished 11-5, something like that. And, Patriots were the odd team out. Patrick Mahomes to miss the playoffs like this guy is no Tom Brady. He is not a Tom Brady. Did Joe Montana miss the playoffs at any point? At the height of his career, did Joe Montana miss the playoffs during the height of his career? Injured, without getting injured, any serious injury, did Joe Montana miss the playoffs? There's 7 teams! 7 teams! These bum-ass Chiefs about to miss the playoffs. Their defense has stepped up. Their offense is a big, giant fraud. You have a lot of weapons on offense. You have Andy Reid. Mahomes is clearly manufactured. He's a talented guy, but he is clearly manufactured. Nobody can tell me he's better than Joe Burrow. He is not better than Joe Burrow. No quarterback is better than Joe Burrow. Rigging aside, without rigging, Burrow's the best. I knew without rigging, Peyton Manning is the best. He's the best in the game. The NFL rigged. Aaron Rodgers, most talented quarterback, but we have to give it to this contrived Baphomet figure, the Tom Brady. He's Baphomet, basically. He's satanic goat. I know Mahomes a fraud. You see, but he is going to win 3 more Super Bowls. I can't see him overtaking Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady is going to be eternalized. Like Messi's going to be eternalized when he wins a World Cup at 39 years of age. The best player in the world is Lionel Andres Messi. And this is the reason why Mbappe can't win Ballon d'Ors, because Lionel Andres Messi is still the best player in the game. And he's still going to win another World Cup. When they had Inter Miami lifting the trophy, it was, you guys did a great job of spreading the game to America this year. Argentina are winning the World Cup again. Nothing is stopping Argentina. They are 8-1. I'll take that any goddamn day of the week. France are certainly not going anywhere near the trophy. France, they could be grouped, or they could be out in the round of 32. Messi must be the top goal scorer of the World Cup before the 2030 World Cup begins. Morocco is a co-host. Lamine Yamal's already won the scripted 2030 World Cup. And then the new kid Endrick in Brazil, 2034. World Cup is rigged, baby. It is. It's the biggest event in the world, too. It's a very big deal to predict winning the World Cup versus predicting who wins the Super Bowl. Because more people watch the World Cup final than any big sporting event in the world. Well, let's go back to football. New England does equal 45. Packers' last championship is Super Bowl 45. Buffalo Bills is 45. Anything for Denver? Well, Broncos does equal Bay Area. We see the coding of Super Bowl 50. I think Bo Nix is the number 10, like Jordan Love. What if somehow he's in the Super Bowl 10 years after Super Bowl 50? Could Sean Payton make it back? I just think Broncos Packers would be too easy. Because I don't think they'll ever let Sean Payton win a Super Bowl again after Bountygate. This guy has eternal punishment. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, that should be great news for you. What's Patriots' record in the Super Bowl? 6-5? They could go for 7-5 like City of Santa Clara, right? I mean, he's from Michigan. Michigan's 46. Levi Stadium, 46. Born in 79. Levi Stadium, 70. Frickin' Santa Clara, California, 79. Folks, don't be that guy that doesn't, that it can be presented right in front of his face and he rejects the evidence. That's basically what George Orwell is about. And 1984 is the name of the book. The NFL tells you every Packer quarterback won at 27 years of age. Now, there's something called overthinking. Overthinking about, is it bait? Clearly, the refs favored the Packers against the Lions. Clearly, the Packers were something. I heard from some people there were some bad calls that favored the Packers. I didn't watch the whole game. I watched the fourth quarter between the Packers and the Bears. Because you see, even though most people nationally are watching that game, I live in Arizona, and basically I'm a Cardinals fan, but even I didn't want to watch the Cardinals today. I'd rather much rather watch Bears Packers. And so the Cardinals got destroyed again, and then I just found some illegal stream on Buff Streams, and I watched the end of that Packer Bears game. Now, what's your source? How do you know they're not going to bet on Matt Stafford and the Rams? What if the Eagles whip the Chargers tomorrow and suddenly Eagles are back on board? Well, I mean, that's the thing. Jalen Hurts was fully blooded black too, but what happened with him? Well, they couldn't make the NFC Championship game, but when they play the Packers, they're going to lose. 100% they're going to lose against the Packers. He's lost a lot of games against the Packers, Matthew Stafford. How many games did he lose against the Packers? I imagine if it says 13. Because he played on the Lions, so he lost a lot of games against the Packers. Hey, this guy is finished. The Rams are frauds. Their record is manufactured so Matt Stafford retires with a win percentage of over 500. He's a fraud. The haters of the Packers are going to bet on the Rams. The Rams are bait. The Rams are a hoax. They will not win. They're a fraud team. They only played the garbage Cardinals. They lost against the Panthers. They hardly play anybody. They lost against 49ers. They're terrible. They played the NFC South. They didn't. They lost against the Eagles. They lost against one of the only few good teams that they play all season long. And this team's going to lose. Just why would the Rams play at the rival 49ers stadium? It's not happening. It ain't happening. They changed up the Pro Football site, Pro Football Reference website. I just want to go to splits. I can't really see the icon where it's at. They have this white format. Okay, that fans. Okay, they're doing a terrible job with this website. They're doing a terrible job. I just want to see Matt Stafford split. See his record against the Packers. They fucked up the website. They fucked up the website. Pro Football Reference. Oh, there it is. But you see, there's this little gray icon, but it's this white. They use white text. It's like, how can you see that? You guys are doing a terrible job. How am I supposed to see that with this light gray background and you have this white and it's almost like gray white background? Matthew Stafford is 7-15 against Green Bay Packers in his career. So he's not stuck at 13 losses. He's at 15 losses. I was just curious. Could the Rams play an NFC Championship game? Matt Stafford's 5-5 in the playoffs. He could be 7-5 entering the NFC Championship game. The city of Santa Clara 75. But he's finished. He's finished. 13th game against the Packers. 13-time NFL champions. He's cooked. He's finished. He's done. He has 45 attempts in the conference championship. Matthew Stafford, the Packers he has 14 completions, 45 attempts for 31 completions. Packers 31. Packers last title. Super Bowl 45, 14 completions. Packers 14th title. Ram without the S equals 14. 29 equals repeat. Go, Ken! The button! King go! The button! Fuck the stats. The assist. Game-winning assist. He could have attempted the 2. He didn't need the assist for 3 points. It was a tie game. Aha! The haters. I think it's misogyny. I think it's because the Colts owner's a woman and she's overlooking these male coordinators that the NFL needed the Colts to start losing. So, it's this woman micromanager who is meddling too much into the team, and these coaches are self-conscious with their play calls. Colts are being sabotaged by a female owner who wants to listen into the coaches' conversations. Who does this? The Colts start well because, Indiana Jones, I just knew this couldn't last. I appreciate the fact that the Colts owner wants to be very involved. She wants to be sure that the people that are overseeing the football operations of her franchise are competent people. But let's be honest, coaches don't want these owners to listen in on their plays. They don't want to be micromanaged. I think the core pillar of trust is not there for the Indianapolis Colts owner and the coaches. If you trust their coaching staff, you don't have to listen in on all their conversations with the headset. But you should be involved and you should be talking with the head coach, being aware that he knows what he is talking about. Fans know football, and fans know what they're talking about. They can't take fans as being mugs, okay? They know what they see, if it's a good play call, bad play call, or what the defense is doing, why you're not making adjustments, this kind of thing. No, I won't be surprised at all. See, the Colts missed the playoffs. They not only beat the Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they destroyed the Colts. How did Trevor Lawrence do? They called 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, a good game, which is garbage. If you're too young or whatever, you're still a kid or whatever. We've seen these guys, get 350 passing yards, and these guys are throwing to get the first down on 3rd and 10 plus. Riley Leonard, a garbage quarterback? Wait, what? Where's Daniel Jones at? Where is he? Why is garbage Riley Leonard playing for the... No wonder... An ACL injury, oh my Lord! An ACL injury for Indiana Jones, Mamma Mia! What? No wonder why garbage Riley Leonard... This dude is trash. Riley Leonard is garbage. If they had a better quarterback last year, Notre Dame would have won the national championship last year. Riley Leonard is garbage. I don't care what anybody says. Notre Dame won in spite of Riley Leonard. He was a mediocre, garbage running quarterback at Duke. How Notre Dame made the national championship game last year, I have no fucking clue how Riley Leonard did it. Riley Leonard is garbage. Daniel Jones is out for the season. The Colts are cooked. The Jags and that solid top 5, top 10 defense are in the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence, his ass is saved another year by hosting a home playoff game. Depending on who the Jaguars play, maybe Trevor Lawrence wins a playoff game, but they play the Jets next. But in all likelihood, they probably lose against the Broncos, and they finish off the division at Indianapolis. The Patriots are a fraud team. At least the Packers would destroy them if they play in the Super Bowl. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. The Patriots should never, ever win a Super Bowl ever again. That team needs to be cursed. Thank goodness the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl first before the Patriots win their next one. The Patriots are a fraud. They could win their conference, but they're not doing anything against my Green Bay Packers this year. Oh, you clown now saying Seahawks too. Calm the fuck up, motherfuckers. You got lynched in Super Bowl 49, but you want to think this trash-ass Seahawks team's going to win? This team is garbage. They have no assassin mentality. Seahawks are a conservative, garbage, piece of shit football team that plays scrub opponents. The Rams are more of a bigger deal than the Seattle Seahawks. This team's a joke. Imagine thinking a fraud team like the Seahawks going to win. Have you guys seen Sam Darnold perform in December and January? I want whatever meth you guys are ingesting in Seattle, whatever shrooms you guys are ingesting in, because that is some powder puff stuff y'all be thinking about right now. The Green Bay Packers, they whipped the Lions twice. Rigged the game against the Eagles. They only lost by 3. Packers are the real deal. Their wide receivers are healthy. I think this other guy is healthy now. The other guy, yep, they're the real deal. Thank goodness the Queeps are out of the playoffs. The Queeps are out of the playoffs! Are we happy? Merry Christmas! Queeps are out of the playoffs! They're going to lose by 20 against the Broncos on Christmas. But I'm not watching that game. I'm watching Goat King of the Giants whip the ass of the Houston Rockets wearing my number 23, my new jersey that I'm going to open up on Christmas Day. Goat King of the Giants. Are you faggot ass motherfucker? You be I screenshot your little you're a troll. You're IL season long. I said Packers. Don't be surprised if the Packers win the Super Bowl. They're going for the 14th championship. They're going for the championship. And look at you. You don't know how to bet. You think it's all about Super Bowl bets. No. Conference title bet. All that. They got Packers at 5-1, 6-1, 7-1 win NFC. Where are you at now? Where are you at now? I call the greatest soccer golden generation ever, Argentina. Where are you? Where are you? Who's they? Who's they? Tell us. Who's they? Who's dog shit? Lamar Jackson? He is dog shit. Thank goodness he doesn't win a Super Bowl over Joe Burrow. He is a sports book merchant, and he is a fraud on the football field. He is a joke. Okay, Raven wide receivers were selling today. When I was watching, I was seeing drop passes. I saw a rigged call in the end zone where he had a touchdown, but referees, these terrible towels, they're like yellow flags, and so the NFL decided the Steelers are going to win today, and Steelers did. Because for whatever reason, they don't want Mike Tomlin to be fired. This guy is a parasite and a cancer to the entire Pittsburgh community. Tomlin was, I didn't see what Kelsey did today. What did Kelsey do today? What did he do? Because he could care less about football. I told you last week, 2 weeks ago, he could care less about football. He is just mindful of spending more time with Tay-Tay. Oh, he did? Then, yeah, he's mentally checked out, right? Chris Jones kind of threw the game there. He could have had the sack there, but he didn't get it. He didn't try against Jacksonville there. He's just standing around, not, going after Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, we've seen some weird things with the Queefs this year. This is a male version of a soap opera, right? Oh, who's Darnell Savage? Yeah. That was the Super Bowl, right? Just get the big bablinka-ching, just like Kyler Murray, right? But at least Lamar Jackson is productive, and he's not Kyler Murray, okay? He at least can warrant $250 million, and that he can win. He can make it to the playoffs. He can win playoff games. Seahawks versus Patriots. Who the hell wants to watch that garbage? Not me, nor anybody else. Who the hell wants to see a third matchup between the Rams and the Patriots? Dude, these are some terrible ideas. These are terrible. Again, you're going all Orwell on yourself. You're rejecting the evidence when it's right in front of your face. Every Packer quarterback will win their first championship 27 years of age. Let's get with the program. Let's get with the program. You see right there. This is my point. The NFL thinks people are stupid. They can tell everybody, the Packers, every quarterback who won the championship, their first title, 27 years of age. This is the perfect example right there, what you people see with reckless flogs. You can tell them that the Packers have won by exactly 27 points in 5 games. This year, they're going for their 5th championship. Their first win, I think, since Jordan Love turned 27. They scored 27 points. They won against the Giants. 2-point conversion. They had 27 points. This is just laughable at this point. I don't know. You don't. No, you don't. I told you what it's about. Santa Clara's 27. What about 14? That's Packers' 14th title. The Super Bowl's at LA next year. LA is 14. The Packers win their 14th title before the Super Bowl at LA. That is precisely the point. Yeah, you ain't knowing nothing. You still think it's Seahawks. Dude, you're retarded if you think it's a Seahawks. You're retard. You're blind. You're on the drugs. The 4th down today was at the 14-yard line. Dude, you are blinded. Sportsbooks love people like you. They love people like you. They love people like you. They certainly hate people like me. Inter Miami? Oh my God. Uh-oh. The 27 connection, the Packers' 27th title. The Go King the Bond birthday to 619. Go King the Bond coronation, 619. Real King James birthday. This is real knowledge. This is real knowledge right there. Kansas City Queefs are not even making it to the Super Bowl. Hell yeah, I told you the Queefs are not even going to make it to the Super Bowl. I didn't do the video on the Queefs not making the playoffs. What did I tell people about the Queefs? I told them the cycle was over with Jones and Reed and Kelsey. It was over. This doesn't mean they're done winning Super Bowls. They'll have a new coach when Reed retires. It could be Kyle Shanahan. He could sacrifice his 49ers. He sacrificed a lot choking all these Super Bowls. I think Kyle Shanahan honestly should go to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they need to make a deal with him that he sold out and he sacrificed the Super Bowls with the Falcons and the 49ers. They won't guarantee you the job when Andy Reid retires. 49ers are cooked. They're going to miss the playoffs. They're done. They're done. Okay, they're a 7th seed. Who the hell cares? They're just a 7th seed. They're going to be nowhere near the Super Bowl without Fred Warner and Nick Bosa and Fraud Turdy with 8 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Is a piece of garbage. Is a quarterback with white privilege. And they like him because he's the last pick in the draft. But he's garbage, and people sucked into this love storyline with Fraud Turdy. He had the chance to get the first down, get the 49ers, game-winning field goal in the Super Bowl, but he's an overrated turd, and he is a joke. But they're not as big of a joke as the Seattle Real Chicken Hawks. That team is a joke. Minnesota Vikings and the Falcons, this team is gone. Who have they played? They lost against the Rams. This fraud team, because Daniel Jones is out for the year, that's another fraud win. Cold season is over. They have Riley Leonard at quarterback. This is not a quality win. Seahawks only beat Riley Leonard. They're the luckiest fraud team ever. Exactly. Patrick Mahomes is a fraud. Joe Burrow is better. Just like Peyton Manning is better than Tom Brady, but the NFL is a script. The good-looking golden boy from California must take the glory, not Peyton Manning, little Christian little southerner. He ain't as good-looking as a good guy from California can grow their little long hair and wearing them Uggs back in 2010. John Brady. Marshmallow Marvin is out again. He's not his father. This owner is garbage. I'm talking about Michael Bidwell, by the way. Would you rather be the Cardinals or would you rather have your heart ripped out and you get fucked up the ass when you start crying like a bitch? Because my team is not in the Super Bowl. I thought they'd make it. You little Seahawks, Lambs, and Footy Wonder fans. Go Pack, go, motherfuckers. Green Bay cheese up your ass, motherfuckers. You're going to find out what real ass winningest team in professional football is, motherfucker. You think you're so hard right now, just wait until the new year. Jordan Love's going to destroy your garbage teams. Every single one of them is garbage. The Rams are manufactured. I am intelligent enough to know they're only winning because Matt Stafford has to finish above 500. I know a fugazi when I see one. I know one when I see one. By the way, where the hell you people at? I predicted every college football conference title game correct this week. I had Indiana to win, and they did. The other game, I had Georgia over Alabama. Show some love. Big ball of tea here. Bills wide receivers are garbage. Josh Allen's going to find a way to sell this AFC Championship game. The most of the bets are on the Bills. It's time for Las Vegas to. So Broncos and Patriots is who I'm looking at right now. But Jim Harbaugh, I know when he's going to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 62, Jim Harbaugh overcomes his deal with the NFL. I'm done with rigged football games. I'm going to coach Michigan. I'm going to be a legend at Michigan. I'm going to come back to the NFL, and you motherfuckers are going to promise me a Super Bowl championship. That's what he told the NFL. The NFL is giving him the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 62. This lad McCaffrey, he played college football at Georgia. The title game, the Super Bowl is at Atlanta. Aaron Rodgers is finished. Lamar Jackson is a piece of dog shit. Am I being too harsh? Or it wasn't all Lamar's fault? I think these receivers were garbage. Lamar, Burrow is obviously better than Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow is going to win the Super Bowl at Las Vegas in Super Bowl 63. He's too buddy. It's a good story. Jamar Chase, you're your little college buddy. You can win the Super Bowl together. Bengals win Super Bowl 63. I told you they'd be out of the playoffs. Because Joe Burrow's got to keep that playoff win percentage at 70%. That's why they're missing the playoffs. These rigged scripted Bengals seasons, I tell you. You can't put a dent on Joe Burrow's win-loss record in the playoffs. The NFL rigged the Bengals the past couple of seasons. They're going to win Super Bowl 63, and Las Vegas is the favorite to host Super Bowl 63. This motherfucker is going to win the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow. He's too good not to win the Super Bowl. He'll be the next Heisman to win the Super Bowl. The last Heisman to win the Super Bowl was a Raiders quarterback. So Las Vegas is hosting Super Bowl 63. You and I are going to make bank on Joe Burrow winning Super Bowl 63. We'll be patient. We'll be good slide long-term planners. We will plan for 2 years into the future. You must be a sly fox. You must plan for the Spain World Cup victory in 2030. He's not better than Tom Brady. Patrick Mahomes he's not better than Peyton Manning. If I were to draft a quarterback and my team was, I will not say garbage, but let's just say unrebuildable, I would draft Peyton Manning over Patrick Mahomes. He's the product of Andy Reid and a great defense. Peyton Manning was surrounded by mediocrity. Peyton Manning is better. The NFL picks who wins the Super Bowl. So Patrick Mahomes has been picked. He's a fraud. Peyton Manning, he's real. Oh, who's not better than prime Cam Newton? Who's he? Because when you say he, we don't know who you're talking about. So who's he? I don't think it's clear what you're referring to when you say he. A prime Cam Newton. This guy's not an accurate thrower. Patrick Mahomes is certainly better than Cam Newton. Now, Cam Newton had one great season in 2015. He was really decent to other ones. He had the Big Ben treatment where he doesn't get the roughing calls, really. NFL lets guys hit Big Ben and Cam Newton. They give the roughing calls to other guys who get hit, like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. The NFL's let guys hit Cam Newton and Big Ben more than other quarterbacks. 27 points, Packers win. 27 points. Wouldn't it be pretty fitting if the Packers win a Super Bowl and they score 27 points? Yeah, great question. It could be anybody. Probably these two odd teams, the Packers or the Broncos, one of the two. NFL is going to script this year where not even Burrow and Jackson, Mahomes or Allen or Lamar is going to win the conference. I can see that happening. Oh, these four quarterbacks, not one of them won the AFC in the year that the Chiefs are out of the Super Bowl. This is all games by Las Vegas. Patriots are the Broncos now. NFL is going to rig it to where none of these elite quarterbacks are going to win the AFC. You know, the established elite group of Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, and Jackson. I mean, people are not going to think about Sean Payton the way that I think of him, in that he's not going to win the Super Bowl again because of bounty gate. But could they punish him by losing the Super Bowl? I guess it's possible. He doesn't win Super Bowls with two franchises. They punish the guy for bounty gate. Doesn't automatically mean he will never make a Super Bowl again. But if he does make the Super Bowl, he's going to lose. I agree. I 100% agree to the core. As a Patriot, I hope they don't make the Super Bowl. And people, even if Belichick and Brady is not there, people still hate the Patriots. They don't want to see them win. Well, I mean, the NFC is more battled. This is insane. Like, we're thinking AFC would be the dominant conference. They have the quarterbacks. But then this year, the NFC looks like they're by far the best conference, and the AFC is full of mediocre garbage. Maybe it's because the teams with the good quarterbacks, they have not put good talent or coaching around them, maybe. Especially like Cincinnati, maybe Baltimore. They don't move on from older guys, maybe. In the Bills, they just don't have good wide receivers, do they? They've done a terrible job with the defense. Ah, fuck New England. If they make the Super Bowl, man, they're gonna fucking lose. They're gonna lose the Super Bowl. They're gonna lose to the Bills in the playoffs, and the Bills gonna win the next year, man. And NFL, they don't want to suffer any more unpopularity. They're not going to delegitimize the Patriots like that. They're not going to have them win a Super Bowl. Even if Belichick is not there, I just don't think they'll let the Patriots win. Yeah, whoever makes the Super Bowl for the NFC might lose just so the 27 ritual can play out. What are you talking about? 27 ritual is an NFC team, the Packers. I'm not quite understanding the point you're trying to make there. Yeah. NFC got to win. NFL's laughably rigged. I was just tripping with the Ravens, quite frankly. I'll admit to you, man, I was just tripping with the Ravens. I was thinking they could hook and bait the masses, but that's just overthinking, man. They just think people are stupid and they're not going to catch on with it. People don't notice the box scores like we do. That the Packers win by 27 points 5 times in not even 17 or 15 or 14, 13 games? What's the random probability of that happening is close to zero. Man, Packers are winning the Super Bowl. Packers will win. Why don't they want America's lovingest guy, Dan Campbell, to play in the Super Bowl? Because they're a bunch of elitist, satanic, occultist ritualists, are they? What do they have against Dan Campbell and the Lions? Why can't they have them make it but still lose the Super Bowl? But they gotta have Green Bay in there. What's the whole ritual with the Lions failing to make the Super Bowl with Thunder Dan Talika? At least for my Arizona Cardinals, they've made the Super Bowl. They haven't had a winless season like the Browns and the Lions. We're not the worst team out there. Anybody who thinks Cardinals are the worst team in the history of the league, they're a bunch of liars. It's the Browns and the Lions. Winless seasons failed to make it to the Super Bowl. Quite frankly, I'm very privileged to see my team play in the Super Bowl at some point in my lifetime. I may never see the Cardinals play in the Super Bowl, but they're very close to winning it. And there's a lot of heartbreak there and a lot of bad calls in the game. Cardinals had a whole football field worth of penalty yards called against them. The refs up the Steelers because they're satanic ritualists. They need that Steelers 6 Super Bowl. And it did happen. It did happen. You can't imagine the reaction when Larry Fitzgerald caught the go-ahead touchdown in that Super Bowl. And then the Steelers drive down, they win the Super Bowl, and the offensive coordinator ended up being our coach. Bruce Arians was the play caller who led the game-winning drive against the Arizona Cardinals, and he became our head coach. And we had a great period of success with Bruce Arians, and it was paper over cracks. He was coached the hell out of these guys, and general manager didn't draft well, could only pick up free agent guys, 1 year prove it deals, and Carson Palmer couldn't find a quarterback, and we're stuck with a fraudulent midget gnome quarterback who had only one good season, and he got a big contract off of that, and the rest is history. But one playoff berth in 10 years, ever since Cardinals made against the Panthers, the end of the Bruce Arians cycle. They got Bruce Arians and made to the NFC Championship game, I think, 6 years after making it to the Super Bowl, and then Bidwell was exposed. He's terrible. He's garbage. Um, this is why I'm going to retire from being a sports fan after King the Bond's retirement, after Messi's World Cup victory. It's the proper time to retire as being a sports fan. When 517 sway, one thing I would say is not use the word the. No, 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 no. It is very entirely accurate. I will go back to my Super Bowl history spreadsheet, and I think we know. Oh, well, let's start with, Super Bowl 50. The Broncos are the best record in the AFC, and, well, yeah, both teams are frauds, but, Burrow's not in there, Mahomes not in there. And I think the Bills are going to sell out for Las Vegas. That's just my personal opinion. It's not a definitive outcome, but that's just my personal opinion is that the Bills are going to sell for Las Vegas. Yeah, because, like Mahomes and Burrow are out and Allen is in. This has to be the Bills' year, right? Right. And then the obvious hook and bait team, in my opinion, is the Bills. Because of the power dynamic of no Burrow or Mahomes or Lamar-Jackson in the playoffs. Lamar-Jackson still has to face the Packers in the Patriots. But he's not better than Joe Burrow. These Lamar fans want to act like he's better than Joe Burrow because of head-to-head regular season record, but Ravens had better teams, and yet Burrow made it to the Super Bowl, and Lamar Jackson hasn't. And Burrow has beaten Mahomes in the playoffs. I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson fans, Burrow is better than your guy. The Chargers are going to shock people. They will win the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 62. Something will happen to Justin Herbert next year. Thank goodness the Cleves are out of the playoffs. Everybody is so glad the Cleves are out of the playoffs. I haven't read the comments on Facebook yet. But everybody happy they had the playoffs. That's just what makes the NFL the NFL. They ended the Cleves dynasty cycle, and they're trying to, a few years without the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Oh, the NFL is back, the NFL back, NFL back. It's probably a very grand part of the plan. Here's why you're wrong about the. Because the Packers equals 43, but they won the Super Bowl at the stadium of the Dallas Cowboys. This is why you're wrong about don't do the for the team. Because Super Bowl hosts gematria is a very accurate indicator of who does win the Super Bowl. It's a perfect example right there. A perfect example again is Super Bowl 58. The Raiders equals 53. They were hosting a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan was in that Super Bowl. So to say that you can't use the is just not historically accurate, my friend, because Mahomes was fifth quarterback to win 3 Super Bowls. You absolutely can use the. What about the winningest team of the prior 20 or so years, the Patriots? Well, again, the Patriots does equal 52. And now Super Bowl 46 was at Indianapolis. Indy is Camacho 52. That was a Super Bowl 46 host. So you can use the. It does work. The Rams equals 30. I'm thinking about Super Bowl 56. The Rams equals 30. Well, who did they play in Super Bowl 56? They faced off against Joe Burrow. The does work. It does work. The Lakers equals 36. In Gematria, Broken Bonds record in the NBA Finals was 3-6 at the time that he joined the Lakers. Was 3-6. Also, Cavaliers did equal 36. Using the works because we just don't call them Lakers. We just don't call them Celtics. We just don't call them Broncos. We call them the Broncos, the Celtics, the Colts, the Rams. And so it remains very, very important. As far as the Packers goes, the Packers equals 43. There's nothing that can take away as far as 43 goes for the Packers. I mean, I'm just looking at 27 and 14. Those are the most important things. I could obviously look at playoff record, this and that. There's no definitive details as far as the exact playoff opponents for the Packers just yet, but the Seahawks are up front. They're definitely out. Contender, Rams. Contender, Eagles. Contender, Packers. Fraud, Seahawks. They're playing a team with an injured, with a backup quarterback. Seahawks are fraud. Another fraud team they play. Who have they played? A first-year quarterback on the Vikings. Riley Leonard on the Colts. Seahawks, a fraud team. Seahawks are a fraud. They are a big, giant joke. They are a huge, giant fraud. I feel sorry for anybody who thinks the Seahawks are going to beat the best defense in football and a better quarterback than Sam Darnold and a better coach than this other guy with 0 playoff game experience. Imagine picking a team over Green Bay who's had 0 playoff game experience. Mike McDonald. This guy used common sense at some point. Seahawks ain't it. Falcons with Kirk Cousins, he's finished. Look at them people printing the Seahawks. They a joke. They a joke. They a joke. Didn't people say that Matt LaFleur was going to get fired? Oh, yes, they did. I think it was 3 weeks ago. I think it was after the Panthers game. Fire the coach. Fire the coach. Fire the coach. In a year where people are calling for his firing, he's going to win the Super Bowl. That's the most winningest team in football thing you can think of. The winningest team as far as championships goes, Super Bowl, pre-Super Bowl era, Green Bay Packers. Now, what I think is going to happen is Jordan Love wins the Super Bowl. He'll play the Chiefs at some point, and Patrick Mahomes is going to beat the Packers. So, Super Bowl 64 is a good year for Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs is 64. So, Chief haters, we are safe for Super Bowl 60, 61, 62, and 63. We are safe for 5 Super Bowls without Big Daddy Patty. And he's a 5 light path in numerology. We're guaranteed 5 Super Bowls without Patrick Mahomes during these current season, present, the next 5 seasons. You're going to have to replace Chris Jones. You have to replace Travis Kelce. This is what this next 4 years is about, is he has to replace the Travis Kelce and the Chris Jones and in other key positions on that team. The Broncos are a fraud. They will not win the Super Bowl. The Broncos are a fraud. They will not win the Super Bowl. The Broncos are a boring team to watch. They will never win again. Thank goodness Denver Donkeys are tied with the Raiders. They will never win again because we are, what are we? Yeah, wait and they shit. We hired a coach. This is a donkey ass move. Hire a coach who won and cheated because of bounty gate. Thank goodness Denver Donkeys will never surpass the Raiders. The Chiefs are manufactured. Okay, any smart fan who, and it's just like, I missed out on seeing Michael Jordan play, obviously, because, I too young to watch Michael Jordan, So I missed out on the era. It's like these young bucks today, they'll never understand the Warriors and the Cavaliers in the championship game. These 5, 10-year-olds, man. So that's what the script writers are going to have to figure out in these respectful leagues and competitions. This wine is better than whatever wine you drink. You drink the stuff that give you headaches in the morning. I don't drink anything that give me a headache in the morning. You need to take it up with the wine connoisseur over here. Yeah, people, I appreciate the fact that you enjoy the content. 9 likes, okay. 9 likes, okay. We here to talk football. I could see a situation where the Bills beat the Patriots and they're a game back and they make this thing interesting. Next week, Bills are going to upset the fraud Patriots and they play the Cleveland Clowns and the coaches sabotaging Shador and the Clowns want that top 5 drop. Shit. Patriots 4-5-3 at home. Bay Area 53. Let's go Bills. Patriots are a fraud organization. They're playing out a short week. Let's go Buffalo. Josh Allen cooking. So what has Josh Allen done? He's beat the Steelers. He's beaten the Bungles. He could beat the Patriots. And Las Vegas could create the Bills as a bait-like team. Patriots are going to lose against the Bills next week. Bills, Patriots are fraud. They're a bait. Bills are the bait. The Patriots are what's called the fraud. The Bills are what's called the bait. That's what's going to happen. This division can't be over after, what are we in, week 13 or 14? This division can't be over. So the NFL is rigged. The Bills will beat the Patriots. And that's going to create suspense in the AFC East. NFL didn't care too much about the Bengals, even though they gave the appearance of the 21-10 lead today. The AFC is a dumpster fire. Ravens may be sly foxes. What do I mean? They can take the game. Well, I mean the officials decide the game, right? It was a touchdown. What created doubt in the touchdown was completing the process of the touchdown, but generally 2 feet in and you have the ball, like it's a touchdown. So very subjective call. The Ravens, I think, got shafted there by these terrible towels that the refs throw out every time they call a penalty. Saving Mike Tomlin is bad news for Steelers fans. This is the worst thing that can happen for a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, is to beat the Ravens. You were on the Fire Tomlin board, and now they give this guy a win. That was the worst thing that could happen to any Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Just have Mike Tomlin, his job is saved because he overcame the chaos and he's in first place. What a dumpster fire of a division that is. Mike Tomlin can't be fired right now because he's in first place in the Pittsburgh Steelers ownership. They'd be like, he'd be in first place. Be good. Mike Tomlin doing a good job. The 31 other teams say, keep doing a good job. Keep on keeping Mike Tomlin as coach. Even when the Steelers win, they're a joke. Look at these prior 5 playoff games. You're a joke. Steelers are a joke. They're a joke. They're a joke. Mahomes is a piece of crap. He's dog shit. Well, why would I care about how the Chiefs do? I mean, I predicted the Chiefs to win the 3 Super Bowls when they did, and I did. I faded the Eagles in Super Bowl 57. I faded the 49ers in Super Bowl 58. The cold season is over. The Seahawks are just a piece of shit football team. They're the biggest piece of shits ever out there. They're the luckiest, most fraudulent of all. Imagine being a sucker and thinking the Seahawks You play a team with the injured Jane Daniels. You play who's the backup quarterback of the Vikings? You're a joke. And you dipshits didn't give me my Sam Darnold 2 touchdowns. So fuck you, Seattle. You're garbage. Titans, Vikings, Falcons, Colts without Indiana Jones. You are a bullshit football team. You lose against the Rams. You only beat the Cardinals. You beat the garbage Commanders. You beat a Texans team that wasn't at their current form. Jacksonville that was just twiddling their dick sack in October. Literally, is what I call that team. You lose against Baker. You only beat the Saints. You beat a mediocre garbage Steelers team. You lose against 49ers. Seahawks are a joke. Imagine being dumb enough to think the Seahawks are going to win a NFC title this year. A big, fun team examining their body of work. Seahawks are nothing special by any means. They're a big, giant fraud. There's a sucker born every minute for Las Vegas. This includes anybody thinking the Seahawks are going to win the conference. I rest my case. They have not played the Lions. They have not played the Bears. They have not played the Packers. And they have not played the Eagles. Only good team they play lost against 49ers. You suck ass if you think the Seahawks will win the NFC. You're a joke. Legitimately, what has the body of work shown for Seattle? Nothing. Nothing. A conservative, garbage, piece of shit coaching staff. They have no assassin mentality whatsoever. I would have allowed Sam Darnold to throw the ball all fucking day against the Vikings. But that Seahawks coach is a disgusting piece of shit that he's a one-and-done piece of garbage. He's not a killer. He is a piece of garbage. Soft, lenient, awful. You can't be soft when you play football. Who is the Green Bay Packers going to beat in the Super Bowl? Drake May is garbage. Patriots are garbage. They're going to lose. Thank goodness Patriots will lose. What is the Chiefs' playoff probability right now? What is their playoff probability? Packers are going to win. This is easy. Go, Pat, go. Go, Pat, go. Go, Pat, go. You have to admit that you have to like my chances. Arizona Wildcats whipping the ass of UConn, UCLA, and Florida. Auburn. Wildcats win the conference. Green Bay to win the NFC. Lakers to win the championship. $88,000. Same exact parlay. Replace Arizona Wildcats Big 12 conference with Bayern Munchen. Good hedge bet. I'm set to win big, motherfucker. And I got both combinations with the add-on of Argentina to win the World Cup. And Argentina will successfully repeat as World Cup champions. If Messi executes the free kick goal, then I am the GOAT. If Goalkeeper Bond can execute a game-winning dunk for his sixth title, this would make me the GOAT. These are two very likely outcomes that could happen, maybe or maybe not happen. I predicted him to have the game-winning dunk to beat the Warriors. It was very close. He attempted the game-winning dunk, but he was fouled and he had to go to the free throw line. So it may just be a matter of timing. A matter of timing differences. Are you Patrick Mahomes faggots? You're not winning no Super Bowl this year. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Go, Pack, go. The year Rodgers retires, Packers could win the championship. Go, Pack, go. Go, Pack, go. What's my cat doing upstairs? She has not come down yet. I have to go Bills over Patriots. Patriots are a fraudulent team. If they do want them in the Super Bowl, but they lose against the Bills, this could be good news for Las Vegas. Stafford's a fraud. MVPs don't win Super Bowls when they're not Patrick Mahomes. I predicted Mahomes to win the Super Bowl after winning MVP. 23 years after Warner did. You think Eagles gonna lose so Cowboys can take number one? I am just not gonna bet on the Monday Night Football game tomorrow. I think I will just wait until next week. In the next week, I have not studied the lines for next week, admittedly. But I had no clue Riley Leonard came in today for the Colts. I had no clue that Daniel Jones had a season-ending injury today. My Packers NFC title bets, they have won. I think you're a faggot. I think you don't think sports are rigged. I think you're a moron. And thank goodness I executed you. You're mentally retarded. You've not won a sports bet in your life. You may need to take some advice. You know, you don't sound like somebody who thinks sports are rigged. I don't take bullshit over here, okay? You're not allowed to type. The people who accuse us of being shizios are the people who think sports are real. So that's how I know you're full of shit. Nice job playing yourself. You don't go saying sports are rigged and accusing people of being shizio. You're a retard, and you're a liar, and you're a fag, and you're all three combined. You're a fat retard because I know you think they're real. Oh, they can't be ruined, by the way. that they are in fact rigged by. Wake up, moron. 3 Packer quarterbacks won their first championships at 27 years of age. Santa Clara 27. Wake the hell up, retard. You're nothing special. There's a lot you must learn from with the useful code of gematria. I've correctly faded the 49ers and fraud Turdy and Jimmy Garoppolo, and I faded the Eagles and Jalen Hurts when they played the Chiefs. I'm on the right side of history, my friend. Many people predicted Mahomes to fail to win any combination of his first 3 Super Bowl titles. People call the shizio. Man, you don't say sports are rigged and you start accusing people being shizio. This I know you have a lot to learn. You can't tell me who's going to win 2030 World Cup. You have no idea how the game is being played, my friend. No, I think you're a retard, and I think if you would have said that to my face, I would punch your teeth out, and you'd be completely fucked over, my friend. Very easy to speak that way through the internet. You would not have lasted through the 70s, 80s, or the 90s. Internet is full of fakeness. You are fake. You're retarded, and I know you're retarded because I was here for the greatest victory of them all, the 2022 World Cup, where people were like, oh, Messi and Argentina are done. They lost to Saudi Arabia. Who's the shizioid? Who's the shizioid? You retard? Because if there's a shizioid, it's you. Sports are not bad. Argentina are not going to win the World Cup. They don't try to Arabia. I know who the shizioid is. It's not me. It's you, dumb fuck. You could go Argentina, better odds to having lost to Saudi Arabia. Another dumb, worthless loser. And these elites mock the people. They mock the common man who thinks Trump is looking after them. Another dumb, worthless loser in American society. Nero fiddles while America is burning. Donald Trump has said that affordability crisis was a Democrat hoax. And he's wasting his time going to the NASCAR, the World Cup, Super Bowl, the World Cup draw. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody. You're a worthless, mentally retarded, mentally midget. He doesn't give a fuck about you. You're mentally retarded and you are a racist. Nationalism, you're racist. You think Donald Trump is out to just get rid of all brown people? All that he's looking for corporatist interests. That's how I know you're a simple-minded, dumb fuck moron. Yes, you are. You're full of garbage. Donald Trump does not give a fuck about working people. He gives a fuck about giving billionaires tax breaks. But all you see is deporting all these pesky brown people. That's how I know you're full of garbage. You're full of bullshit. Donald Trump, he was at the FIFA Club World Cup, the World Cup draw, the Super Bowl. He's a useless motherfucker, doesn't care about anybody. You people are useless waste of life. He doesn't give a fuck about working people. He sees himself as a privileged fuck. You people are worthless. But all you see is the brown people and the racism. How's that going to help you? I know how you people think. Just go target these pesky brown people. Even if Donald Trump keeps us impoverished, we don't care. You're a poor little sloth. That's what you want. I do better. I do better. Maybe take up your kids to learn more about robotics and all that, this kind of stuff that these Indian kids are doing. See why MAGA is worthless? He was already failed one-term president, but they voted for him because they hate the black woman. The conservatives in Great Britain hold power for 14 years, but they lost because of the COVID pandemic. It's not liberal policies that are to blame for everything. Conservative parties got thrown out of power after COVID. It's not liberal policies that are to blame for America, for inflation, all of that. These people are dumb. They're stupid. I have a racist uncle who called black people the N-word. You gotta ignore that noise. You gotta ignore that noise. Oh, fucking shit that you fucking post on Facebook, all that. And like, this is a real hardcore racist. There's no denying. There's no denying right now. It's time to be fucking frank with all this. All them white dudes out there, man, they gotta know that all this Donald Trump simping stuff is not gonna be attractive for anybody. And for good reason, too. He's anti-democratic. He's anti-American. He's a joke. He's a failed businessman. He has poor temperament. He's a joke. I know 2024 was rigged for Donald Trump. I know it was rigged so he could avoid prison. they haven't pushed this. They haven't pushed that to the media, have they? They haven't. They haven't. They haven't. He's an evil piece of garbage, Donald Trump. I know for a fact people didn't go out to the streets to celebrate Joe Biden losing in 2024 or Kamala Harris. People went out to the streets in 2020, even during a global pandemic, to celebrate Donald Trump losing the election. And you think he actually beat Kamala Harris? He's a joke. He's a joke. That they should control and regulate women's bodies? Thank God Mahomes lost. Thank God he lost. A bunch of soft dicks is what they are. Seriously. Let people control their own destiny and respect it, including women. This whole Republican misogyny, it's a loser's game. And Messi is the GOAT. Messi will win World Cup. He will win Finalissima. Messi is the GOAT. That is not up for debate. Messi is going to win the World Cup. All the losers who cry red are the same who say red. Simpsons! But Portugal were garbage during the Euros. So they're not going to win because they were garbage during the Euros, right? They were garbage. They were garbage during the Euros. Argentina, they won the Copa America. They were garbage. Who was it? Who was it again? Who was it? Who was it again? Who was it again? They were garbage. He's garbage. Pinato is garbage. Him and his enablers and his defenders, they're a joke. Kolo Muani raped the World Cup, but that miss. Oh my God, you must be institutionalized at this point. There's no debating whatsoever. Exactly, he's a joke. Messi is humble. He's not egotistical. People like that side of him. He's the real deal. Now, these Portugal Pinado fans are just losers. They get their ass fucked for 2 straight tournaments. The World Cup and the Euro. The most talented roster in the world is Portugal, but still they fail. They're more talented than Argentina. Portugal are more talented than Argentina. The excuses. This should not matter, Dobo. Portugal are more talented than Argentina, but you're worthless. You're losers. Argentina have heart and determination and passion, and that's what makes us winners. Is the heart and the grinta and all that. And that's what makes you Pinado loser. He learned nothing from 2022. He interviews with Piers Morgan. He thinks it's going to be better this time around. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. How much does Piers Morgan genuinely care about Cristiano Ronaldo? Probably doesn't. Probably doesn't. And now, it didn't help Liverpool win the Premier League. Who gives a fuck about irrelevant Diego Jordan? No disrespect. We don't want him to die. We hope he was living. But Diego Maradona's death is more significant because he had 34 international goals in his Argentina career. When Messi repeats his 34th World Cup match, it has already happened. It's what Maradona died for, because Messi's going to surpass him in World Cup victory. Messi's the GOAT. There's no other way around it at this point. Maradona had his chance and he failed against Germany. Argentina will get their chance and they will win. France had their chance and they failed against Argentina. Messi is going to do what everybody before him failed to do, to win the back-to-back. Maradona will always be a legend, and let's not say that he didn't want Argentina to win, because these reactions to Messi's goal against Nigeria were over the top, and they were very legendary in their own merit. Maradona died early because Messi was going to be the supreme king of the world. I'm so glad that we have players that Diego Maradona has picked to make their first appearance, like Nicolas Otamendi, and all the big match experience that he has to help Argentina. I'm very glad that he is back for the World Cup conquest. Yeah, he said he was going to retire after the World Cup in 2026. Mr. Otamendi deserves a guy who was picked by Diego Maradona to not win one World Cup, but to win another World Cup. But he has Sule some additional add-ons to Argentina. We could certainly use every single one of them out there. Even though Dybala and Messi, and Messi play the same position, We need Dybala and penalties. That's what I mean. I mean, we beat all the haters, right? But different guys come in and come out in 2021 from 2026. This Argentina golden generation, everybody deserves to be on it. Everybody who is a part of this grand conquest, who's not a part of Qatar, who's not a part of America 2024, but everybody who's involved, I mean, deserves their fair props. But Messi is the eternal goat over Diego Maradona. You're not disrespecting Maradona's accomplishments. The God goal turning Argentina to the 1990 final.
Is it true? Of course it is. anything reality related and me, I'm in. All over.
It's Stanley
A
Campion.
special message sent in to us earlier today for you. Take a look.
Hey, no, we're crushing a co-hosting tonight. If you ever find yourself in Utah, give us a call. And if we ever find ourselves in upside down, we'll give you a call. We love you. I had my hair in a towel before I came to the studio, watching the reunion special.
Yes! Thank you to the Mormon West for doing that. I appreciate that. I'm so happy to surprise you. I love that you got surprised. We haven't talked about this yet, but we recently went on a road trip together. Do you remember that?
I do. It's really fun. It was great fun. We love it.
No, yeah, well, it was great, except we couldn't really agree on what music to play.
Yeah, that was really hard to deal with.
It was. Well, this is actually crazy, but we actually have footage of the entire trip.
Really? How?
I don't know. Let's check it out. Here it is, real footage from our road trip. This is so much fun. You want to listen to something?
Sure.
Great, let's see what's on the radio.
Brazil will lose. I am your only hope and Lord and Savior at this point. When Brazil lose, they'll have to humble themselves. They'll have to see that the code works. that this isn't about hating on Brazil. It's about picking the right team. Don't take it personal.
I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot breathe. We are young, so let's act the world. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I never liked it when I was young. Life is so good. It's all alone. You're the way. Gonna go. Make you scream. Make you cry. Make you cry. My lover. You gotta get my friends and hello. Buddies, where the whiskey drowns. Someone's sitting down and say, I think we're alone now. It doesn't seem to be anyone around. I love this song.
I like England. Could be anybody, but I like England. Maradona, smiling above, and we beat England in the final. But England must not win their group. The Germany, England, Spain, even the Dutch, the Netherlands, these are the contenders. I'm glad. Good night. Vamos Argentina. The greatest golden generation of all golden generations is Argentina. FIFA doesn't need to rig anything for Argentina. It relies on pure skill and determination.
Don't take an allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after use. Get help right
Argentina won everything based on the merit
high blood pressure and
of their respectful accomplishments.
high blood pressure, numbness, coolness, pain, or color changes in fingers and toes. Common side effect is
Screw the haters.
Ask your doctor
It's
about
about
Nurtec
merit.
ODT.
Argentina are the best.